You walk into the kitchen and notice the bowl is exactly where you left it, full, untouched. You call his name, nothing. You check the living room, the hallway, the bedroom, and then you see him, pressed against the wall beneath the bed, ears flat, eyes cast down, refusing to meet yours. You stand there for a moment, and something shifts inside you. Not just worry, something heavier, because the question forming in your chest isn't only about what's wrong with him, it's whether he knows. Most people assume dogs sense the end is near and simply wander off to be alone, a kind of quiet disappearing act. It sounds poetic, but it isn't accurate. What behavioral science has uncovered tells a completely different story. And once you understand what's actually happening, the way you see those final days will never be the same. Let's start with what the research actually found. In 2021, a philosopher named Susana Monceau at the University of Madrid published a study in the journal Urgentis that quietly shifted how scientists think about animal cognition. Her argument was specific. Dogs carry what she called a minimal concept of death, not a philosophical one, not dread or existential fear, something much more immediate, something biological. Here's the distinction that changes everything. Human beings are unique in one specific way. We think about what happens after we're gone. We plan for it. We lie awake over it. Dogs don't process time or the future that way. What they do instead is register the present with extraordinary precision. They feel that their body isn't responding the same way it did last month. That stares feel different. That hunger comes less reliably. They sense the shift without having language for it. But here's where it gets really interesting. Dogs don't just feel the shift internally, they can smell it. 300 million olfactory receptors. That's what a dog's nose is working with. Not a sense, a biological instrument of extraordinary precision. And the evidence of what that instrument can detect is remarkable. In California, 5 household dogs were trained to identify lung cancer from human breath samples. Their accuracy was 99%. A 2024 study at the Penn Vet Working Dog Center found that dogs could detect cancer in the saliva of other dogs with 90% sensitivity. Think about what that means for your dog. Every breath they take, every microscopic shift in their own internal chemistry is being continuously processed. They are running a constant scan of their own biological state. They don't have a name for what they're detecting, but their nervous system is registering it at a level of precision that human medicine is still working to fully map. And that's when behavior begins to change. Some dogs withdraw. They retreat to corners. They go quiet. Others do the opposite entirely. They follow you from room to room. They press their weight against you. They can't seem to find a close enough distance. Most people read the first pattern as sadness, the second as neediness, but behavioral science offers a reading that goes much deeper than either of those words. In 1988, Benjamin Hart at the UC Davis School of Veterinary Medicine published a paper that reshaped how researchers understand sick animals. His finding was this: isolation, reduced appetite, increased rest, and social withdrawal in ill animals are not signs of surrender. They are evolutionary behaviors inherited across thousands of years of survival. The animal is not falling apart. It is consolidating, shutting down everything external so that every available resource can be redirected toward internal repair. Hart described this as the animal's total effort to overcome. That's not a dog giving up. That's a dog fighting. And there's a second layer beneath that. Long before dogs were dogs, when they were still closer to wolves, sick or aging members of a pack would move away from the group, not from despair, from something older than despair. They moved to avoid drawing predators to the pack, to prevent illness from spreading, to protect the animals they lived alongside. What reads as withdrawal is loyalty written in biology. Whether your dog moves closer or steps back, it comes from the same source, a deep inherited drive to care for the ones they belong to protect you even now. But here's what rarely gets said about the difference between those two behaviors. Specialists note that sudden, intense attachment combined with visible restlessness or rapid breathing often points to unmanaged pain. That warrants a veterinary evaluation immediately. But the closeness itself, the weight of them against your side, the need to be near you, that isn't desperation. That is trust. And then sometimes, without warning, something extraordinary happens. Days of barely moving, days of turning away from the food bowl, and then your dog stands up, walks to the kitchen with purpose, eats, wags his tail, looks at you like nothing was ever wrong. For an hour, everything feels like before, and then he's gone. This is called the last rally, and it isn't random. In 2023, researchers compiled 114 documented accounts of this phenomenon gathered from owners and veterinarians. One veterinarian recalled arriving to assist with a dog's passing and being greeted at the door by that same dog, barking and jumping. A research team led by Jimo Borjigin at the University of Michigan found that when the brain is deprived of oxygen during cardiac arrest, it doesn't simply shut down. It generates a surge of organized gamma wave activity in the posterior cortex, a final coordinated burst of neural activity as the brain attempts one last time to find equilibrium. If that happens in the human brain, there is no scientific basis for assuming it doesn't happen in theirs. The last rally may be neurological, it may be evolutionary, it may be something that sits at the edge of what we currently know how to name. But one thing is clear, in that final window of energy, your dog is spending every last resource on the things that matter most. Tasting something good, feeling your hand, looking at your face one more time. The mechanism can be biological, and the meaning can still be completely real. Now, if you have ever chosen euthanasia for your dog, stay with this. It is never a simple decision. It is never without cost. But when there are no other paths left, it may be the most generous thing you will ever do for them. Here is what the science says they actually experience. A single injection moves the brain and nervous system gently into unconsciousness. Brain activity ceases within approximately 52 seconds. They are in a deep, painless sleep before consciousness fully releases. This process was documented in 2015 by a team at UC Davis led by Monica Ailman. And yes, in the minutes that follow, there may be physical movements, sounds, things that are hard to witness. These are muscular responses. They are already gone before any of that occurs. The heart may continue for up to 16 minutes, but they left in peace. They left before the part that frightens you. There is one more thing that matters here. At the Free University of Berlin, researchers monitored stress indicators in dogs during the euthanasia process across more than 40 documented cases. Stress markers remained consistently low throughout, whether the owner was in the room or not, whether they were at home or at the clinic. The concept of what was happening carried no meaning for the animal, no anticipation, no dread. They were simply present in whatever felt most familiar. And here is the part worth holding on to. fMRI research by Gregory Burns at Emory University demonstrated that the caudate nucleus, the region of the dog's brain associated with reward and safety, responds more strongly to the scent of a familiar owner than to any other stimulus. Not food, not other dogs, you. And that response is triggered by scent alone, even when you're not in the room. What that means is this: in the final moments of consciousness, if you are present, your scent and your voice and your hand on their coat are being processed in the exact region of their brain that is wired for everything safe and good. You are not the last difficult thing they experience. You are the last good thing, not fear, not pain. You. That is not a story someone assembled to comfort grieving people. That is what the imaging data shows. And then comes grief. Everyone who has loved and lost a dog understands that this is not a minor thing. It does not resolve in a week. It does not respond well to being minimized. For many people, it is among the most destabilizing losses they will ever face. And for a long time, the world around them has not treated it as such. In 2016, the journal PLOS ONE published research from Maynooth University in Ireland, led by Philip Hyland, evaluating 975 individuals who had experienced pet loss. Using clinical criteria for prolonged grief disorder, 7.5% met the full diagnostic threshold. A national survey by the RSPCA found that 75% of pet owners begin grieving before the animal has even passed. Psychologists call this anticipatory grief, and fewer than 7% of those grieving felt the people around them took their pain seriously. More than half concealed how they were truly feeling. Psychologists have a name for this too: disenfranchised grief. The pain that the world tells you isn't proportionate, but the brain doesn't negotiate with that verdict. Researchers from Harvard and Massachusetts General Hospital scanned the brains of mothers viewing photographs of their children and photographs of their dogs. The amygdala, the orbitofrontal cortex, the dorsal regions tied to attachment, they lit up in both cases. The attachment circuit doesn't filter by species, it responds to the bond itself. As the science across this series has shown, the relationship between a dog and their person is encoded in cortisol rhythms, in synchronized heart rate patterns, in the gut bacteria they literally share through years of proximity. When that bond is severed, grief isn't only emotional, it is your nervous system registering the absence of a biological companion whose body had become calibrated to yours. That deserves to be honored, not explained away. So here's what remains when you set everything side by side. Your dog did not spend those final days in dread. They did not count down the hours. They did not lie in fear of what was coming. What they carried instead is something every brain scan has confirmed: a neurological imprint of you, stored in their reward circuits, activated each time your scent reached them or your voice found them. You were not simply their owner, you were their safest experience. That is not poetry. That is data, and the life you gave them, the mornings, the walks, the evenings on the couch, the particular way you said their name, all of it constructed a history that veterinary behavioral science would classify as good. Not because every day was easy, but because the cumulative weight of it was overwhelmingly positive. You built that for them. If you are in this moment right now, be present. Your presence isn't symbolic. It registers at the level of neurochemistry. And if this has already happened, and the weight of it is still with you, understand this: that weight is the biologically accurate measure of having been someone's entire world, and of having let them into yours. If this shifted something in the way you understand those final days, subscribe to this channel. Did your dog ever show that last rally? That sudden return of life near the very end? Leave your story in the comments. There is so much more your dog has been trying to tell you, and we are only just beginning.